Testing. Hey guys, listen, it's Yolanda at dryerBuzz.com. And of course, this is some audio. We're going to do some audio and just hang out and talk a little bit before we get the day started. Well, I've already gotten the day started. You've already gotten the day started. Maybe we're catching up. I'm trying to bring up dryerBuzz.com. So listen, we're live and interactive. So I want you to do me a favor as you listen to this audio and as we invite some people in. I need you to go to open up another window, open up another browser, whatever you need to do. What device are you on? And go to dryerBuzz.com because I really need you to buzz it or bash it. And let me tell you what we're doing with buzz it or bash it. First and foremost, if you follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, dryerBuzz.com, whatever the platform you're on, we are going to run buzz it or bash it as a poll. And on the Insta stories, we're going to pretty much do buzz it or bash it all day long. So you definitely want to follow us on Instagram because that's usually where we launch a lot of things. If you're on any of the other platforms, you're probably getting it secondhand. Because when we get those ideas or to respond to something instantly, we always start on Instagram. Especially if it has a video or a photo, we launch it from Instagram. Instagram pulls into dryerBuzz.com. So if you're on dryerBuzz.com, all you gotta do is look at the sidebar on your desktop or scroll the grid on your phones, as I'm trying to bring it up on my phone as I'm live here on the iPad. So shout out to everybody. I hope everybody's ready to get this week started. It's so funny because Monday morning is like you want to have anxiety about something, about starting a new week and so forth. But if you are really doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you are present over perfect, if you are recognizing all the things that you need to be recognizing, Monday's not that bad. It's really not that bad. And Monday, each and every day should represent an opportunity for you to continue to be who you are if you're true to yourself. Continue to be who you are. And then always that opportunity to meet new people. I know having a website and all these different social media presences, you want to get out there and meet new people. That's why we use all these tags. Because, you want to engage with new circles. Not because of what you bring to the table, but because what you get to feed on. Meeting new people, getting new perspectives. One of the things that I was in a conversation earlier, and we were really trying to delve into this. Think about benefit of the doubt. I think benefit of the doubt is at the bottom. No, it's at the surface. Or is it we're trying to figure it out. Because in trying to get people to understand each other, it's about how you're willing to give someone the benefit of the doubt. When we're talking about public safety, there's a lot of conversation going on right now with our police forces and public safety. And this is going to lead up to the conversation we're going to have about Justin Timberlake and the NFL. It's about giving the benefit of the doubt. When you talk about racism, when you talk about having a bias, those things exist. The culprit in all of that is whom you're willing to give the benefit of the doubt, how fast you're willing to give the benefit of the doubt. And I I switched my radio listening and part of my TV viewing to sports. One, because I thought, okay, in this climate, surely sports would be the one thing that could go and, that you could enjoy in any environment. But politics of the day, of course, with our president of the day, and of course with a lot of things, of course with the Kaepernick and the take a knee and all of that, it has penetrated sports so much so. And just like when we came through the election, and welcome in everybody, I'm gonna shout out everybody, but just like we came through the election, and you got on the other side of this election, and you got people you can't talk to, you got friends you don't know, no longer want to associate with. The dinner table is altogether different, your timeline. How many of you have actually had to block some people, because the venom that is just surviving and thriving right now is sad. But at the same time, the larger entities really want to figure this thing out. And so what we have come up with, those whom I've been in conversation with, everything came back to the benefit of the doubt, giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. There was a recent situation, even if we went back to Cam Newton and his comment about the woman talking about routes, and the venom that went like, oh, he's so wrong and this kind of thing. It's like the benefit. How can you give the man the benefit of the doubt? And what's happening now is especially with our news items, there people want to get to the timeline so fast. They want to be the one to say it the first. They want to be the one to go live. And even in this Vegas shooting, if you look at what the timeline says now about the Vegas shooting, it's altogether different than what first came across. In situations, they want to hurry up and do these live updates and press conferences and so forth when you haven't even been on the scene long enough to investigate. You don't know what's going on. Bodies are still on the scene, but there's something trying to feed this hunger, this thirst. It's not even a hunger because, you feed your hunger, you're satisfied, but this thirst, and it's coming, it's just really coming to a head. Okay, so let me see. One caller said, I don't understand if Usher would have done this to say Taylor Swift. They would have blamed Usher for the wardrobe malfunction. Justin Timberlake was given a complete pass like he didn't know anything. And I beg to differ. I don't know that he was given a complete pass. I think he had to go undercover. I think he had to kind of go and hide. But I do see, and we're going to talk about that, the rise of those who are Team Janet. Already coming out, they got their hashtag justice for Janet. A diehard Janet fan is on my timeline, and the hashtag is already out there, justice for Janet. And it's y'all, I'm telling you, this thing is so serious. All right, so let me shout out everybody who's jumping on. Hey, Curly, Dexter, Tracy, Monique, hey, Dad, Tamika, Charles, Angela, Jamil just came in, Karen is on, Juan Coleon is on. So what we're going to talk about, first I need you to do this. Either go to dryerBuzz.com and check out the article. It's not a long article. We just basically highlighted some things, and we're asking you to buzz it or bash it. I mean, there's talking about it, but then there's the results. If we could get, you've got to get some results from this thing, from anything, and that's what's going on with this. There's a lot of people that have conversations, but there are steps they have to take. And I'm not asking anybody, I'm not saying he should, I'm just asking y'all to vote. I thought it was a safe bet. I thought Justin Timberlake was the safest person they could go and get. His crossover is tremendous. His appropriation, it's like you could put the dude on stage and everybody, he can do some country, he can do some hip hop, he can do some R&B. He is the safest bet for them right now. And he's not going to, hell, they had him make the announcement with Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon has already, been deemed the late night co-host that, just doesn't really get political. He's not on there crying like Jimmy Kimmel, and you don't know where Jimmy Fallon falls, and he's, it's just, I think this was their safest bet. But what looms larger, and one of the things we say in our post is what looms larger than the halftime is the national anthem. National anthem is really big, and usually in the national anthem, the only time we really got to see the national anthem during football season was during the playoffs, maybe, and then during the Super Bowl. They only started airing them on television when the controversy grew bigger, so that they can find more reasons, of course, which to go after the African American players who can't seem to tear themselves away from the game. But this is an issue in our country about this national anthem. And one of the things that I have said is that they will probably they'll go back to not airing it, because it was early on in the season, you heard that this was national anthem was a big moneymaker for the NFL. If there were tributes for sports in general, if there are tributes, we come to find out that a lot of these top organizations, either being the military, the cancer organizations, other fundraising organizations, when there are tributes, there's some money behind those things. People have bought that time. And then if there were no tributes, if you before kickoff, you remember, before that kickoff, you are literally coming back from commercial. So then, finally they started airing it when the controversy came along, and then of course, with the narrative of the controversy. So, all right, hey Norman, hey Lashonda, thanks so much for coming in. I'm doing audio today because I have a lot going on. And first of all, it's my birthday, and I was like, dang, do I want to go live? Do I want to go live? But no, I really want you guys to go and vote on the poll. And in fact, I'm gonna bring it up here on and see what the numbers are. We included a poll in the article. Buzz it or bash it, Justin Timberlake safest Super Bowl halftime, best bet to end controversial season. This is the most controversial season of this decade. Of course, there's, Justin Timberlake has been on the Super Bowl stage 3 times, most notoriously the Nipplegate, which ended up being the biggest commercial for a nipple piercing. Tell me you didn't go get your nipple piercing. But Janet Jackson fans are already getting information, if I can borrow that from Beyonce, and they're moving along right along with the hashtag Justice for Janet. Is this going to be the apology? Is this going to be the apology halftime? Justin, in very early interviews, has said, he plans to unite. So we can almost kind of go ahead and start betting who he's going to have join him on stage. Will there be an epic take a knee moment? And why would it wait till halftime? I think there should be an epic take a knee moment during the national anthem. So while we wait now to see who's going to sing the national anthem, who's going to sing the national anthem, what's going to happen during that national anthem as the NFL ends their most controversial season. Colin Kaepernick is still not with the team, has filed a grievance with the NFL. So all of that is going on. But of late, actually I guess I would say since the Janet controversy, and I'm pretty sure there are many other controversies for halftime, but in our modern time, in our times, we know that since the Janet Jackson halftime, that whoever performs halftime, there's always been something. And it seems to me, the black women always seem to fare with the harshest criticism. Beyonce coming off of her criticism at halftime. And, of course, black women or Janet Jackson being a black female, and some say offended by Justin Timberlake. And I still don't know how that thing went down. But, Janet introduced us to that apology TV, doing that apology on TV. Now everybody does those apologies. So it was like kind of epic. Like they say, it made its way into the lexicon, the culture. It penetrated the culture. So who do you think will join Justin Timberlake on stage? Who could he go to? Who are some of the other safe performers? What's the safe genre of music? Surely ain't country music. So you can't necessarily do country music. Country music being the playlist of a lot of this disdain and stuff that's going on in the country. Let's see here. I'm going to go to this tweet and see, can I get to the tweet and see what the poll is already. 33% say buzz it. 67% already saying bash it. You can go on our Twitter. If you follow us on Twitter at dryerBuzz, you can go ahead and vote in the poll. You can find the poll also buzzing at dryerBuzz.com. Hey, Helen says, no, ma'am, no Justin Timberlake, not watching any NFL boycott 2017. You've been on that NFL boycott on the serious tip, and you guys had a lot of events. In fact, there were some events this weekend bringing it back to the true message that why this all started. And of course, the tone and narrative and all that changed when Trump got in the mix, and then all the players and coaches and owners wanted to kneel after Trump made his comments. So, and the sad thing about it is this whole thing didn't come with a full-on manifesto. It didn't come with what we should do, how we should behave during the national anthem. It's not just about take a knee. Do you take a knee at a certain word? Do you take a knee during the entire song? Is there anybody watching to see if there are any changes in public safety? I mean, I even threw out a hashtag, when cops kill, we kneel, for people to understand. And not even that I wanted to do anything with the hashtag. I myself have just been trying to figure out, what to do. I was at an event the other night. It was a daggone 5K chili cook-off. And at the start of the race, they played the national anthem. It's like, okay, we don't really know. Nobody has really said how in which we should truly respond. I don't want to be... sorry, today's my birthday. I'm 5.1. I don't know that I want to be on my knee the entire time. And that's not to say I ain't down for the struggle. People need to know. And this is what happens when things just kind of grow without any kind of what we call your manifesto, how it should be done, how it should be expected. There was a young lady, I don't know, young lady, old lady, somebody tried to get their 15 minutes of notoriety. We're not gonna say fame, notoriety on the airliner that was carrying the slain soldier, and the person is now going against the airline company because they said that they were quieted from singing the national anthem when the body was being removed. Well, who in the hell sings the national anthem for a fallen? So that's not even what's done. And so people are going in on this person that's had to get out of the limelight, spotlight, highlight, because they've gone against this airline. You want to sit on the plane. First of all, you get quiet. You observe a moment of silence when in a time like that. If anything is to be played, it will be tapped. But that's why they asked everybody on the plane to be patient, to be still, to be quiet, because they were going to remove a soldier's body from the plane. Is it that we just don't know? And I think that's what it is, because we are now several generations into not having any kind of protocol. We got so many generations behind us now that they don't know. They don't know. And not only do people not know our culture, we don't know their culture. We just don't know. There's so much, we're so politically correct. We're over politically correct. We're overcorrecting everything. And how do you, I don't, it's almost like you don't understand it. It's like you don't sing the national anthem. And I think we need to get back to why it is that the national anthem is observed. But we know, okay, in sports, most people would probably think immediately to the Olympics, where not only, that every country's anthem is observed, and that's one of the reasons we have it. But why is it that we don't know? Why is it that people don't know how to act in certain situations? And why is it we are at a point where we cannot give each other the benefit of the doubt? And I was listening to sports radio this morning, and I was listening to this one guy who all this week he's been going off on everything, and I don't want to call him prejudice. I'm just going to say he just don't know. This man has come through life and into adulthood, and he just don't know. And it's almost like he refuses to give the benefit of the doubt to brown and black people. And he comes on there, each morning, he's got a diatribe. I mean, if a brown or black person has done something, he's got an absolute diatribe. So I'm listening this morning, and I'm like, whoa, he does have the ability to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Oh, it's certain people he can give the benefit of the doubt. And, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to start tweeting this because I need some attention brought to this. We are at fault, people. We are at fault in these situations. And I think that's why everything is so overhyped. And here we are with a football announcement of the halftime, but because of the climate of this country, we're talking about going into, end of January, beginning of February, end of one of the most controversial football seasons. Simply, and the reason it's the most controversial football season is the worst of all, because in a sport that's overly represented by African American men, being criticized about bringing an issue that's happening to them. Now, one of the reasons we have come to realize that this issue is problematic for the sport is because when you realize that there are other tributes that are going on, that, hell, when there's a military tribute, well, the military has paid for that time. You don't get anything in the NFL free. And so these players taking a knee is bringing awareness to something that ain't paying the NFL. Bottom line. So there was a question yesterday that people, after our mayoral candidacy, our mayoral race in Atlanta, the mayor's race in Atlanta, is getting a lot of attention beyond Atlanta, simply because it could mean the dawning of an age, the changing of a time. And there was a question that they said they wish they had asked, and that was if each of the candidates, I think one candidate mentioned the Black Lives Matter movement and how involved they have been from the beginning. And the moderators, after the moderators and the journalists after the debate were having their little round table, and they said that they wish they had asked each of the candidates, hey, Dorsey Henry, they wish that they had asked each of the candidates if the Black Lives Matter movement was a legitimate movement to them, if they legitimized the movement. And I think that is where we are, because it is not yet, by the standards of organizations, truly formulated. And it is in some degree. But on the larger scale of those entities that buy into having time to bring awareness to their cause. Hear me when I say this. Because it is not on the scale of those other entities who buy into the time of bringing awareness through the NFL, this is the problem of Take a Knee with the NFL. If the organizations, if somebody wrote that check and said, okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Looked like we had, and I want to make sure, let me check the time, because I want to make sure I get a chance to end this and start. So, okay, on that note, so buzz it or bash it. Are you okay with Justin Timberlake? Do you feel like he is a safe bet? Do you feel like he's going to do a proper tribute? There's no way you can have halftime at the NFL, at the Super Bowl, and not deal with the most controversial issue of this season. Do you think, I don't know what keep an eye out for the Janet Brigade. I don't know what her stands are called, but keep an eye out for that. And just keep an eye out for this thing and how it's going to play out. Like I said, looming larger than the halftime is the national anthem. Looming larger than the halftime is the national anthem. How safe are they going to go with the national anthem? Who do you think they will find to do the national anthem? And, of course, make sure you guys tell me happy birthday. I'm going to hit this button and go and try and turn up, which I mean I'm going to take a nap. But I do have some more writing and some more deadlines. But we just wanted to come on there because there's so many layers to this right now. There's so many layers to this right now. There's the layer of Trump added on to the fact that we need to see and need to know who's monitoring after all of this. No matter how many players take a knee, no matter how many players decide to play, not to play, no matter how many people Justin Timberlake can pull together to do a tribute at halftime, no matter who they get to sing the national anthem, whether we just do a moment of silence before the game and never hear the national anthem again, the bottom line that needs to happen from precinct to precinct, from zone to zone, from commander to police chief and all that, we need to see a decrease, a de-escalation of the violence that happens on our streets as it relates to police. And so is anybody checking to see if there has been or there is a decrease? And if so, where is it truly working? Which of these police forces have implemented different tactics? There are reports out there the cameras are not working. Where has there been legitimate change in what the initial issue was? Does this country still see our young people, men and women, and not give them the benefit of the doubt? Is there a decrease in death? That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. That's how you know lives do matter. Fan lives, black lives, all lives, whatever. It makes no difference, really. The NFL can help bring awareness, and what happens in the NFL can help bring awareness, but we can be as aware as we want to be, but are we still dying? That's the question. There was a young lady posted a video the other day, and she said that she got pulled over by the police because she was driving too slow, and he was concerned about her. But when she was talking about the fear that she went through as to not knowing why he was pulling her over and what was the situation and having to deal with it, and that shouldn't be. That should be. If the one person that we can't profile is a killer, when we get to the point we can't profile a killer and that killer is wearing a cop uniform, then we got a problem. I don't care how many football games you watch or don't watch. if we still have families each and every week still going to memorials, then we still have a problem. But today, you can go out there and you can buzz it or bash it. Buzz it or bash it. Justin Timberlake, safest Super Bowl halftime, best bet to end the controversial season. The conversation doesn't stop right here. It keeps going all the way to the Super Bowl. Looming larger than the halftime. What's up with that national anthem? Hey guys, Yolanda at dryerBuzz and dryerBuzz.com. This has been Breakfast with dryerBuzz. And lots more to come, lots more exciting things as we gear up for our sweet 16 years blogging about Atlanta and beyond. Make sure you follow the Buzz on all of your favorite platforms, but most importantly, go and see what's buzzing at dryerBuzz.com. Thanks again, Rick, hi, Kim, Alanya, Dorsey, Helen, LaShonda, Norman, Jamil, Karen, Dwan, Angela, Charles, Tamika, Monique, Tracy, Dexter, Curly, and I see my dad. All right, guys, meet me right now. Let's listen again at dryerBuzz.com.